MSI music, and I don't know how good it is. Alright, here's a champ select called Lobster Gang. Oh, I didn't change the stream title.
Lobster Gang?
This is pretty cool. I don't know why this is champ select music, but... And of course now my announcements tab just won't open. So
Yeah.
that's nice. Well, it opens, but I can't like copy anything out of it, so it doesn't really do me any good. Oh, actually the whole Discord is just shit.
Yeah,
bad.
no. The announcements tab is not working for me.
Okay, so Discord's just having a normal one right now.
Yeah. I just tried to send a message in family chat and it's not sending, so.
Ah, okay, so I'm glad I can hear you still. That's at least the voice part of Discord is still alive.
Assumedly.
I don't really appreciate that our primary method of telling people that we're live is just not working.
Uh-huh.
But you know.
Well, you know, they should all be following and have the bell on, right? That way they'll all know.
Yeah, I think it said like 63 people have that, which does mean that there's like 50 or so that it doesn't notify. So
Okay.
I don't know. Is Weeb still here? Weeb, are you here?
He had a message in Twitch chat,
Yeah.
but there we go.
Yeah, Weeb. Does your Discord work currently? Yeah? Oh, alright. It's just us.
He's just cooler.
No, just to, like, type in announcements or type in family chat and let people know that we're casting your game. Oh, now messages failed to load. It's doomed. Maybe mobile works? Let me try that.
Yeah, I just tried to send you a DM and that's not...
Oh my god, it's in bright
right.
mode on my phone and it crashed. Ah, my eyes! Alright, well. It just loaded in light mode and then crashed. That's... Alright, well. Actually, our announcement... Okay. Yeah. I think Discord is just dying. Hopefully we stay connected. Otherwise I'm gonna have like a solo cast here, and that would be kind of sad.
That would be. I would tune in. I would cheer you on from Twitch chat.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
I could call you on my phone. We could put you on speaker. That'd be the only way that I really am. I don't have like Skype or TeamSpeak or anything else downloaded. So.
That's a strat. It certainly is a strat. Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
Yeah. If family chat will load for you, Weeb, will you just put a message in there maybe? I don't know how many people it's gonna reach because it seems like it's just dying. But yeah.
I tried to DM you, and that didn't send either.
Yeah, I have not received a DM.
So I'm pretty sure Discord is just like,
seems
bro.
like I'm losing access to more and more channels. I didn't get one, but yeah. Can you see family chat, or is it dying for you as well?
Are you talking to me or your wife?
No, my wife. Yeah, just tell them. No, don't add everybody. Just
Add everyone individually.
Stream
just
is live
top and bottom.
at Platinum, if you can even tag at Platinum. Versus Ivy Gaming. Ivy is all caps for some reason.
Is that like the letters IV or is it IVY?
IVY.
Oh.
If you can get a stream link there, that'd be good, but if not, whatever. I guess I could post on Twitter. We can see if people are paying attention there.
Imagine paying attention to Twitter. In current year,
Oh, it didn't send. Oh, well, it didn't update for me, but maybe some people will be able to see it. Yeah, I don't know what we did to Discord. I'm very glad that I have this connection with Aikido, but hopefully that doesn't die.
or was that you're breaking up?
Yeah.
No, no, that
I'm
was
getting
just
I'm getting
well-timed
trolled.
humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... Did we decide was mobile Discord working for you or no?
No, mobile Discord loaded in light mode and then crashed. So.
Nice. Oh,
Oh, oh, it went
it
through.
just updated? Hog? Why is she allowed to use it and we aren't?
I don't know. Okay, I posted on Twitter. The announcements tab still won't load. Oh, somebody was able to type in the diamond chat. Oh, Lane was. Good for him. Oh, I have the announcements tab back. Pog! Okay, Discord relives, I guess. Okay.
Oh, I got an... Oh, messages failed to load. It lit up in the announcements tab like someone had typed something, and I click on it and messages failed.
Okay. Well, I've sent this in the normal places, but we'll see what happens. You want to just do a game, maybe?
I am so excited to do a game.
Okay. This, oh god, I have so many messages now.
Yeah?
Oh. One of them is, I advanced to level 4 in the Legends of Esports Discord.
Hog?
I don't know what that does for me, but, you know.
I mean, that's just clout, right?
Yeah. This,
You're an active member.
this Lobster Gang music, I feel it, though. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna open the draft. I got the draft open. We're here. God, I need to do like an intro. Hi.
Hello?
Welcome to LRS week number 1, the RotM review. I'm Maris as usual. Aikido is somewhere floating on cyberspace. Yeah, we got the LRS team versus Ivy Gaming Absolute Zero. Yeah. I have the draft up for game number 1. I don't know what you, if you have any immediate thoughts about it. Number 1 is that Morgana was apparently the highest contested thing, which is kind of a sharp difference from what we've been seeing the pros do in MSI. Not that they had MSI when they played this, because it was played yesterday. But regardless, yeah, kind of interesting some of the priorities for both teams.
Yeah, definitely. Though Morgana, of course, with the buffs, pretty strong in the jungle. Clears pretty quickly, is able to support her team. Is a pretty good pick there. So I think it makes some amount of sense that they're picked this early in the draft. Other than that, I mean, looks like RotM went with the protect the hyper carry, double 80 carry comp, which is exciting, always exciting. And Ivy went for a Kali, which is a thing.
Yeah, Kali's pretty popular currently. I don't know why exactly, because I don't think she got buffed super recently, but um, yeah, the blind Akali is definitely a thing that happened in this draft.
Yeah, I mean, it's I guess they banned the Silas, so they weren't worried about that matchup. I don't know if that's a particularly bad matchup.
He's an Akali
Um,
main. Okay, well,
well, there we go.
okay.
Plus, it was the Ninja versus Ninja, with Shen versus Akali. I think that there's something to that there. It's the lore battle, even though they're on the same side.
I,
You know.
yeah, I mean the lore battle would be Zed versus any of them, but
Yeah, but I mean, student versus master. There's story there, I think.
yeah, Shen is of course the worst ninja, and Akali is slightly better at being a ninja. Um, Kennen also fine at being a ninja. Um,
Why is
Much better
Shen the
than Shen.
worst ninja?
So like when you think of ninja, you think like, sneaky, um,
Uh-huh,
assassin. Tries to,
for sure.
not be noticed during the fights.
Uh-huh.
Whereas Shen, when he does things, he literally lights people up with bright lights, and also like taunts people and like dashes into the middle of fucking fights and just
Uh-huh.
exists.
Well, to be
Um,
fair, I think that if we're talking about, just being completely invisible, the Shen that refuses to leave his lane for anything is very invisible. So in that sense, I feel like he's nailing it.
uh, you're gonna just call out Vbon before we've even begun.
Oh wait, I said
A
who's to
Shen,
say who's
not this
Shen
Shen.
in
Okay.
particular? Um,
All right. Well, let's see what happens in the game.
which
Shall we?
I'm sorry, which file am I supposed to be opening?
Oh shit! I never told you that. That would be important. It's 629,
629, the big one.
the big one. Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to the file being larger than 25 megabytes, so I had to send it in a Google Drive link rather than just directly over email.
It's always fun. We just need to get you nitros so you can send them that way.
I need the Discord Nitro sponsorship. Somebody needs to pay for that.
All right, I have it loaded up.
Okay. Um, then I'll flip over to it, and we'll see that we've made exactly no improvements to the stream, even though I said I was going to in the off season. All right.
Were there planned improvements that we just didn't get around to?
Yeah, Bpot's actually made us a couple more graphics for the stream. I was gonna look and see if I could get some like video that I could play in the background of stuff. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
none of that really ever happened, so it's
Well,
just
I
the
mean, you
same.
kind of went and bought a house,
I
so you're
I did
kind of
buy a
busy,
house,
right?
and then now we're gonna clean the house and move into the house, which is also a thing. Um,
Yeah. So I think it's understandable. I think that, we'll let you off the hook this time.
all right. Well, let's go ahead and start the game if
All
you're
right,
ready.
I'm
Uh,
ready.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, on the bottom side of the rift, wearing the blue health bars for game number 1. I did update the stream title, by the way. It just didn't update at the right time. Anyway, on the blue side of the rift, wearing the blue health bars for game number 1, are Ivy Gaming Absolute Zero, the same as the number of kills so far in this game. In the top lane, Ivy Guardian will be playing Scion. Ivy Blossom in the jungle, playing Morgana. Rhine MMH, probably. In the mid lane playing Akali, and Alpha Sean and Bisharp Warrior in the bottom lane playing Varus and Braum.
On the right side, we have returned the middle six with Vbon in the top lane on the Shen 2004 Lexus GX 470, playing the Kindred in the jungle. Wing Nation with the that champion Nico, that's her name. And then Boar and Hulk are playing Jinx and Alistar in the bot lane. Yeah, who even plays Nico, right? It's not a real champion.
Yeah,
Also, if you look at the map, no Nico to be found, so it's just two Kindreds.
wouldn't that be against the lore to have more than one kindred?
If you asked me that a few months ago, I would have said absolutely. But with the new LOR lore, like there's a lot of masked people. I don't know. It's weird. It's very difficult to tell what the actual lore is there.
See, I thought that they were supposed to be just one construct of the way that death was represented in Runeterra,
Uh-huh.
as if, as in there were more other constructs that that might exist in like other, like how other people see it. But yeah,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah, it's kind of weird, because they split themselves in two so they could have a friend, but it turns out that they just suck at making friends because there's totally a ton of people who would be their friends,
yeah.
as evidenced by all the LOR cards that are very similar. And the new story that came out, again, they're just antisocial, I guess.
I mean, they're pretty social with each other. They don't stop chatting, which is nice. I appreciate them chatting. In
It's
fact,
definitely a perk, absolutely.
um, so you can tell neither of us have played a whole lot of League of Legends recently, but there's a level 2 for Hulk in the bottom lane, and not going to go ahead and use the headbutt, so just exchanging back. Boar, goes in for the
Oh?
flash pull. Alpha Sean's low, but the Unbreakable is doing a lot of work. Boar walks forward through the Unbreakable, getting a couple of autos down, but now going to get stunned by the Brown passive, getting beat down by the shield. Not coming out the best on the health trade is going to be the ROTM bot lane. Meanwhile, some Tangle Barb is going to land in the mid lane, and Rhine a little bit worse for wear.
Uh, It was cheeky, the look there from Hulk, but unfortunately Varus Braum just a little bit too strong in the early game. Braum was able to just completely stop all of Boar's damage, make sure he wasn't able to trade onto the Varus, and means a lot of the pressure they otherwise would have had in this early game is kind of gone. Especially into a Varus. You would expect Varus to be a little bit stronger than Jinx in the early game, right?
Yeah. Meanwhile, this is not a great matchup for Shen early on against the Scion. You can fight back a little bit later, um, but that's about as much as I know about that matchup. So let's talk about something else.
Interestingly enough, looking at the jungle chain, or looking at the junglers here, Morgana's already up 2 full camps. Both junglers have done their crabs, but Morgana's even taking a look in. She's going to get the enemy raids, and Lexus had opted to skip 2 camps to try and keep up. That's just how quickly Morgana clears, and now is just very far ahead at this point because of it. Even going to be able to go up, actually take Lexus's golems as well, the second spawn for those. So Lexus will be very far behind off of this reset.
Yeah, Vbon and Guardian up, just exchanging a couple of auto attacks. Vbon's doing pretty well, staying relatively sustained so far, but Guardian still has another corrupting potion stack, so should be feeling pretty comfortable up there on the Scion. But yeah, that's just a ton of farm on the Morgana jungle, and now even able to go up and look for a gank. I think Vbon's sensing it, judging by the way he's positioned under that tower. The Tangle Barb's going to land. Booming Burst, not quite enough damage, but the auto is for first blood for Winged in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Vbon has lived through the gank. Lexus over the wall, going to flash
Oh?
over for the slow onto Guardian. He's got to be careful to get away from the zombie Scion, though, but ROTM up 2-0 early.
Yeah, no, it feels so bad if you're Blossom. You're so far ahead of Lexus, but your top laner ends up inting just a little bit, gives a kill over to the Kindred, and suddenly Kindred's ahead of you for having done nothing, for having been completely outpathed here. Just hate to see it. That said, Lexus feel pretty good. He's going to be able to pick up his camps in the jungle as well, catch up a little bit in farm, and the extra money in his pocket's going to feel pretty good here.
Yeah, there's a lot of blossoms in this game. There's a Pop Blossom for Wing, there's Spirit Blossom Kindred, there's Blossom the Jungler playing Morgana.
Mm-hmm. It's very confusing. I feel like they probably did that on purpose, if I had to guess.
Yeah, kind of weird that there's no Bubbles or Buttercup. That's a Powerpuff Girls reference, if you're missing that one.
Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We're too young to remember that.
Oh no, is that a Boomer show? Oh no, I've aged myself. I I do not want to call him by his actual account name. Thank you, Wing, for your consideration. Um,
Which one?
apparently his main account is called Uwu Head Pats, and this is a secondary account that he's playing on.
Yeah, that's
I feel like you saw the chat and you just wanted me to say the words Uwu Head Pats, so there you go.
I I did not, but now I know that I should be keeping an
Yeah,
eye on the chat.
you can also pay a certain amount of. I don't want to expose this, but yeah, you can pay a certain amount of channel points, and I will say ooh head pats again. But that is the last time that I'm going to say it this game, unless there's a donation. So, 2-0, RTM up a little bit of gold early. They got the dragon, but the farm, kind of tilting in favor of Ivy overall, mostly on the back of Blossom being able to just kill jungle camps very quickly.
Yeah, right clicking around the map real well. That said, this blind pick Akali has not been going so well so far. His farm's looking okay. A lot of that's just because there's a wave piled up that's going to crash into Winged soon. But Winged was able to pick up the solo kill in that 1v1, so, you know, when you're blind picking Akali, you have a lot of confidence on it. You hate to see it go poorly. Um, though for ROTM, you like to see their counter pick getting actual value out of it. So many times people will pick the counter pick and then not actually get much other than, maybe a CS lead. Not the case here.
Yeah. Do you feel kind of weird? Well, I'm not going to get to talk about it because Hulk might be in a little bit of trouble. Winter's Bite coming forward, hits the pulverize away. Boar still continuing to auto attack, but here's Blossom throws that binding directly into a minion. The piercing arrow just doing a little bit of damage back across, and Blossom going to have to leave for now. But um, I was going to say just not the best synergy between the lethality Varus and the Braum. I guess the bonus of that is going for Hail of Blades, so you do get a little bit of that pop that you can find the Braum passive with. But uh, do you like that lane combo? Do you not like the lane combo? How do you feel about it?
I think it feels like there's a lot of strength in the early game there. And Brahm's always going to feel fine into double 80 carry compositions. There's a lot to block. But as far as just the pure synergy there, it's not great. Though there is a lot of early power
Yeah, Zep going on,
retreating
but
here.
Blossom is going to be here early. Hulk just kind of sacrificing himself. Alpha Sean going to get one kill. Boar forced to flash away and strike back at the bottom lane for Ivy.
And Uwu head pats was just in the right place at the right time.
Oh, Vbon able to interrupt the Scion ultimate. And Lexus going to walk on in, trap him. He's an alcove gamer, but I don't think it's really going to benefit him this time. Slow's coming down. Gets a big bop with that decimating smash. Tries to flash away. Guardian's still low. Alpha Sean is just underneath the tower tanking that. I don't know what's going on in this bottom lane. Boar going to land the zap. A couple more autos. Oh, the winner's bite. The damage... Oh god, what's happening? The Stand United gonna save Boar from the minions, but he doesn't get the kill with the Super Mega Death Rocket. Super Mega Death Rocket? I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you nailed it. But Boar got so low there. It had to have been single digit HP when the Stand United ended up coming in to save him from himself. But Bisharp Warrior somehow able to just barely limp away and dodge out on the rocket there. After what was just an awful dive. Really, I don't know how that one went so poorly, but very poor it was.
Yeah, it looked like Alpha Sean just took turret aggro first, which was probably not the initial plan, judging by the positioning from Bisharp Warrior. Um,
Yeah.
but no replays, not going to be able to watch that. I don't have the production value, and already Vbon and Guardian going to go ahead and scrap up in the top lane. Um, yeah, let's take a look at some of these items. It's mostly like half items, not quite to that first item completion. But Lexus is... He's getting to it, right? 2-0 now on the Kindred. Let's check on a stat count, because our big hog mollies are going to fight up at the top lane. Yeah, 3 stacks already for Lexus, so he's feeling pretty good.
Which is quite a bit for this point in the game. 4 is the big first mile mark where you get extra range on your auto attacks, and then every 3 after that. But getting to that 4, that's the big one. That's the one you really want to hit. So already being at 3 is pretty good here. Might get caught out. There's an Akali that's in a scary position. There's a lot of people around her. Let's
Yeah,
see.
10 seconds to go on that Cloud Dragon. Lands the Shuriken flip onto Winged just to get a little bit of distance. Rest of the team collapsing in from the bottom for Ivy. Boar is separated from the rest of the boys currently, and it looks like our team going to have to cede some ground for the time being. Tangle Bomb not quite going to land onto Rhine. And this is kind of a little tense moment. The gold relatively even despite the 3 kill lead for ROTM. Zap gonna land onto Blossom. Shuriken flip, gonna dive in, winged pretty low. On the bottom side of the fight, though, Boar and Hulk looking to threaten. It's taken away by Blossom. Binding lands onto Boar, but in comes Vbon looking to try to collapse. Lexus over the top, getting some autos down. The Pop Blossom from the top side, winged lands onto 4. Alpha Sean is down, but he gets traded back onto winged. Akali still flipping through the fight, finds another kill. Boar gets knocked out by the Decimating Smash, forced to flash away as Lexus. Bisharp Warrior still continuing onward, looking for that damage. Vbon flash taunts back through. Guardian is so low. There's such low health bars. Boar and Lexus still alive. The 80 carries finally able to find that kill. Ryan and Blossom going to leave through the top side of the fight. They have to deal with the zombie Scion, but RTM wins the fight narrowly after losing the dragon, although this might turn Lexus over the wall looking for Ryan. Blossom is here. The Dark Binding lands into the pool and it's a shutdown for Ryan.
What a ridiculous fight there. Our team wasn't in a position to actually contest the dragon. In fact, both teams opted into the fight after the dragon had already come down. It was a very close fight across the board, but a massive ultimate from Winged, as well as a lot of protection for Boar, means our team's able to come out on top despite losing the dragon. Now up 300 gold, so not much of a lead, but a lead nonetheless. That was certainly a fight.
Yeah, it was messy as hell. Would be the apt description that I have of it. Yeah, Boar has a Kraken Slayer, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Kraken Slayer to the components of the Varus is pretty good, especially when you're staring down that Scion. We saw how long Scion just survived at the front side of that fight, getting perma DPS by the Jinx. So, any items that Jinx is completing that help her actually take this man down are always going to be good.
I'm curious if you want to bet which item is Varus going to finish. Oh, taunt in from Vbon, although Blossom is here. The Soul Shackle just connecting onto him. Do they actually have any damage? Vbon staying relatively healthy, although now getting chunked through. Pretty low, trying to get close to the wall, but he's taken down by the Decimating Smash of Guardian.
So,
knock up from Hulk onto Alpha Sean, but the Unbreakable doing so much work in this fight. Now Boar just autoing through Bisharp Warrior. Hulk forced to ult. And everybody's just chilling at about half health, but in comes Winged over the wall. Oh, he gets spotted by Bisharp Warrior and has to be careful because here's Ryan. And everybody walks away. So I hyped that moment up for nothing. Alright. So which...
as far as Varus items, I would assume it should be Duskblade, but the new hotness is Prowler's Claw, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's probably going to be Duskblade.
You feel like it's Duskblade? Alright.
Prowler's Claw, I assume that they're going Prowler's Claw just for the lethality, right? Just shitloads of lethality. But the active is like so bad, especially against the enemy team. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, Knockup gonna land onto Alpha Sean, and I don't have to think about it. Although Boar getting traded back the Zap, he finds the kill! Boar just zooming away as Hulk gonna get bound up and eventually taken to the packing plant. Unfortunately, is the cow, and it's 1-for-1 in the bottom lane, but...
Jesus. That's...
I work
taken to the packing plant.
I work next to a packing plant, so it's like on my mind. I don't know. That was bad. Yeah.
No, that was great. That was very descriptive. I feel like I'm right there. But no, it's just the item difference there. Jinx had the completed item, is barely able to come out on top, killing the Varus. If Varus, just was a little bit richer, or Jinx a tiny bit poorer, it feels like it should have went in Ivy's favor. Speaking of which, Varus is able to finish
Ryan
up
is low. The flash forward from Bisharp Warrior, not able to save his Akali. Now the Pop Blossom going to trap him away, but Blossom himself is showing up. Bisharp Warrior burning down to the Ignite, but gets the Guardian Shield and is able to live. The clutch Guardian Shield. Now the Binding under tower. Oh no! He's fine. Has the ultimate away.
Yeah, he's going to be able to just barely get away there, but we saw there just so much damage coming out of the Kindred and the Nico surprised Ryan and was able to just pop him. And able to pick up that kill there. Both junglers are actually having really good games. Feels like Blossom is everywhere he needs to be. Sometimes just a few seconds too late. You know, his team's not able to live just long enough for him to get there. But Lexus, everywhere he's going, he's picking up kills. Now has the finished Kraken Slayer as well. So double Kraken Slayer means that this Scion is going to be taking a lot of damage. It's going to be harder for him to, be the front line that his team needs him to be.
Yeah, now
Oh,
looking for
it's a
another
lot of
gank
people.
onto Ryan. They have the slow from Kindred available potentially. The zap gonna land. Another slow. Hulk gets the knock up, and that's a pretty clean little kill onto the Akali. With Dragon, spawning just a couple of seconds ago, that should open that up for ROTM. Vbon will have teleport here in just a second. Blossom not quite able to connect on that Dark Binding. That might have changed things had he landed that onto Boar. But Dragon started up. Vbon waiting in base. Again, has teleport available, not stand united. Hulk gets bound over the wall. He's just taken down by the damage from Blossom. Alpha Sean walking along the side, hits the Chain of Corruption. Are they going to look for the fight? In comes the Unstoppable Onslaught. The teleport as well from Ryan to looking to join the fight. Lexus is left for dead. Uses his ultimate just to try to buy a little bit of time. Does he have the Dance of Arrows over the wall? Oh, it doesn't matter. That hitbox was a little questionable. Meanwhile, on the backside of the fight, Ryan solos out Boar. Dark Binding not quite going to land onto Blossom. Neither's the counter Tangle Barb. And so we exchange a Dragon for kills in the opposite direction for Ivy.
Yeah, swapping of roles from earlier in the game. ROTM was in position, picked up the dragon, but Hulk getting caught over the wall, had to use his ultimate in the mid lane just, a few seconds before, so didn't have it available. He gets popped, and it's just downhill from there. ROTM just giving over a lot of kills and no longer in the lead in the gold department. Now down a full 1,000 gold. It's a little bit scary. You don't like to see that, but second dragon in their favor means that they're getting closer to that soul point. Not for another at least 10 minutes, though. Um,
Yep. Lexus going to go ahead and grab this Scuttle, which is his mark currently, and that'll be number 4 for him. Assuming nothing very strange happens here in the next couple of seconds. So that'll feel pretty good for Lexus. He'll be zooming around the rift.
yep, Mark 4 feels great. Get the extra auto attack range, which, especially against champs like Cyan and Morgana, just being able to be a little bit further away from them feels pretty good. Vbon gonna be pushed off here. He's had a little bit of time to himself there to push and get a little bit of damage on that turret, but not quite enough to actually end up taking it down.
Yeah, it is kind of funny how much the top laners have valued trading over farming compared to the other roles. You can see Boar, up 50 CS on the top laners.
Yeah, and perhaps most surprisingly is Morgana's the one with the highest CS in this game. 152's a fair bit, very much taking advantage of the quick clear speed.
Ooh, ultimate pop by Guardian. He's getting a lot better on this trade. On Vbon forces the Shen Flash away, but the counter flash and the Soul Furnace active for the kill for Guardian. Why do I know the Scion W active? Oh, well, whatever. Yeah,
And that was a fight that was actually started by Vbon. He's the one who committed to it. He's the one who thought he would come out on top, and unfortunately ends up getting it turned around. Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk
again.
uses his ultimate. Bisharp Warrior low. The Dance of Arrows not able to go over the wall there from Lexus, but Blossom is here for the counter gank. Dark Binding. Oh, just going to connect onto that minion, and Hulk will get out to safety again.
Yeah, and it was lucky for RTM that Chain of Corruption just sailed a little bit wide there. Wasn't able to find its target. If so, would have been a dead member of RTM, if they had to stick around for a little bit longer. But able to just barely walk away there. And just a few seconds ago, the gold lead was at 1,000, but now with that turret taking the top lane as well as the kill, we're now looking at a 2,500 gold lead here for Ivy. Very much, it's a formidable amount. We're starting to see that in the items. So we take a peek there. Pretty much everyone finishing up their first item, but quite a few members on the side of Ivy halfway through their second. Especially as Morgana has the stopwatch, has the finished Medjai's. So, it's going to be looking to stack that up. It's going to be very scary here soon.
Yeah, Wing
Hulk
getting a
waiting in the
lot of
wings.
damage down onto Rhine, waiting for that other rotation to come up. Hulk just Hex flashes into the lane to make sure Guardian can't continue onto Wing. So good timing on the roam by Hulk, able to make sure that his mid laner doesn't take any more damage than necessary. And Dragon spawning here in a minute, so begun the Ward Wars have. Yeah, but Blossom able just to kill that one off very quickly with the pool of binding combo. And Blossom is everywhere. It's been a really impressive game from the Morgana jungle so far. Oh, there's the binding
Definitely.
gonna land onto Boar. He's taking a lot of damage, but able to live thanks to... Oh, the piercing arrow, though, from Alpha Sean. Never mind. Lexus, meanwhile, frontlining, gets hit by the binding, and Guardian able to turn that one. 2 kills for Ivy as they're looking for Hulk and Vbon now. He's forced to go in, just trying to trade with Blossom, make sure that Vbon doesn't fall in the process. But 3 kills for Ivy in the mid lane with 20 seconds to go on this dragon spawn, and we're going to be 2 aside here in just a second on these dragons.
Yeah, and they're just off the back of Blossom, able to find the bindings that his team needs. The first one onto Boar, keeping him locked down just long enough to get taken down, and then a cheeky little one onto Lexus for max range as he's trying to leave the fight. Means that Ivy's able to come out on top here, pick up these two, pick up their second dragon here. Might have been able to look for a
Ooh.
Baron, but playing a little bit more safe with their low health bars. Didn't want to risk it, but they are firmly in control now. 3,500 gold in their favor. They're completing a lot of their second items. Varus has to finish Muramana. On this recall, you would expect to see Morgana finishing up her second item as well. 18 stacks on that Medjai's. Blossom has been a force so far.
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult, I think, for this team to
Uh-oh.
deal super adequately with Morgana.
Uh-oh.
Oh, binding over the wall,
Oh!
not going to connect with Boar. And he'll grab a cheeky little mid turret. So RTM against their own play, getting a little bit of gold back in their pocket. They'll feel all right about that.
Yeah, and they put down a lot of vision here in the enemy jungle, but Ivy doing a good job of walking through with their sweeper as a team and clearing that vision out, regaining control, because right now, they are the stronger team. Our team has to respect that, so they should be able to use that to get this vision around the Barons. The next big objective, that and potentially this mid lane turret, which is still standing. The last outer for the side of ROTM. Anytime you're able to take that down, just opens up the map so much. So it might be focused here. Looks like Blossom's going to be taking a recall. Spending that gold, didn't get to reset after the dragon. Makes
Oh,
me a
Chain of
liar. It
Corruption
seems
onto
okay.
Boar. He's in a lot of trouble now. The Flame Chopper's just getting him a little distance, and he has to use both summoner spells, but he does escape the mid lane. Yeah, something I wanted to highlight. Just you mentioned their sweeping. I really liked that. It looked like Blossom and Bisharp Warrior were um, communicating where they were sweeping because they didn't overlap their sweepers. They were able to get the entire quadrant of jungle swept with just the 2. So that was really nice by them.
Yeah, as opposed to ROTM, just seconds before, we saw the jungler and the support just walking together with both of theirs active at the same time. They wanted this synergy. They wanted to, look
Yeah,
good together.
yeah. Sometimes you gotta hold hands while you're sweeping together. Um,
Absolutely, it's scary otherwise.
yeah,
But yeah,
kind of
I'm
interesting.
surprised.
So,
Go ahead.
sorry. I was gonna just say the 1-3-1 setup right now for Ivy seems really hard to deal with for ROTM, with Vbon a little bit behind in his side lane, and then the Nico just doesn't match up super well into a Kali in the side lane. Like Akali is just the better split pusher.
Yeah, it's definitely not ideal for ROTM. I think usually when you're playing the Shen into tank matchup, you hope that your Shen's able to get pressure and be able to be the one who is pressuring. Usually he's able to come out on top of those matchups, but this game, not the case. And Ivy actually started up the bear, and they're sitting on a lot of gold. Their entire top side of the map
Oh,
is
the
sitting on
binding
so
onto
much.
Boar. They were just baiting, looking for the fight. Boar gets a huge shield, though, from Vbon, trying to stay alive, but it's... Oh, the ultimate from Lexus just not quite there. It's going terribly for ROTM so far. Pop Blossom from Wing trying to get a little bit of distance here. Vbon taken down. Lexus out of the backside of the fight, and Lexus and Winged are going to be the only 2 left alive. In comes Ivy still looking for the recollapse. That mid lane tier 1 still alive for ROTM, so they can at least defend something, but that fight goes heavily in favor of Ivy, and now they can push in mid.
Even with Lexus doing a little bit of magic to somehow get out of the middle of the entire enemy team at 1 HP and limp away. Unfortunately for the rest of ROTM, not the case. They're going to end up falling, and the Lamb's Respite unfortunately just couldn't get underneath Boar. Boar ends up dying without being able to move, even with the Shen ult. The side of Ivy just had barely enough damage to actually be able to take him down. And for some reason, Boar was the first one to walk in, was the first one face checking, and you just hate to see when your AD carry has to do that. Hope that on the next set around Baron here, our team's able to coordinate it a little better and have the Alistar walk in first, just because Alistar has the ultimate that can break the CC. Um, you know, probably a little bit better of a target than Jinx. That's head.
Yep.
Blossom finally got the recall off, finished up the Zanya, so even though he used the stopwatch in the last fight, he's gonna still have that stasis available, and it's very scary. So much damage in that last fight, even with him falling near the beginning. Just got a massive ultimate off.
Yeah,
So definitely something to keep an eye on.
both teams posturing around this dragon here with 20 seconds to go on it. Wing gonna take the blue buff, matching the one that his jungler is wearing. Vbon and Guardian both separated from their teams right now. Vbon doesn't have Stand United. That timer probably not going to be up in time for the dragon spawn. Alphashan taking a little damage over the wall, but so is Winged, and this setup looks pretty good for Ivy. They're just pressuring back through. Dragon now spawned. Blossom walking in, gets zapped by Boar. Boar is separated from his team right now. Lexus over the wall. The 280 carries scrapping with the Morgana and Braum, but in comes the rest of ROTM looking to try to save Boar, although he's already fallen. The Pop Blossom trying to separate the fight. Lexus separated on the top side, just autoing down Ryan. Hulk able to do some CC, do a thing, but Bisharp Warrior chased down on the opposite side. RTM gets a double kill for Lexus. Now Alphashan and Guardian versus Vbon and Lexus. Marksman and Tank versus Marksman and Tank. Guardian gets a huge ult. The Blast Cone actually, I don't know if that play was intentional, but it worked out well for him. Lex is still kiting back around away from Guardian. He's eventually going to fall thanks to the burn damage from that Sunfire Cape, and the two top laners going to continue their scrap. This will not go well for Vbon in the long term. Gets the taunt, gets the little shield, and I'm not going to narrate the rest of this one. It's going to be a 5-for-4 overall on the map eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, it seems pretty hard to imagine Vbon actually being able to get away here, though.
Well, there it is.
Actually,
right, yeah.
with the fancy feet, dodges enough Scion Qs, and he's able to just barely walk away there. And crazy for Ivy that Blossom once again found his way onto Boar, got the ultimate, got the binding, basically made it so Boar did no damage in that fight, but RTM still came out on top. They were the first ones to collapse after that initial engage, and then, towards the end there, able to, in the 2v2, able to come out on top by killing Varus using the Lamb's Respite. Ivy's the first one back to the dragon. They're going to be able to secure that now on Soul Point here in just a few minutes. But RTM taking the time to regain control here in the top side, pick up their red buff, and set up vision control. And they've actually started it. They have a double 80 carry composition, so this does go down pretty quickly. And Ivy, I don't think that they know there's no pings coming down. No one's trying to walk in.
Yeah, Ivy with absolutely zero vision on that Baron, and it's taken away. Their pocket picked by ROTM. They'll grab the Baron buff and try to get a little momentum back in the game. Now a 2,000 gold deficit. They'll lose this mid lane tower, but that's well worth that Baron buff. If nothing else, it stalls out the game for longer for your double marksman to continue scaling up. Yeah,
absolutely. The longer this game goes on, the more it benefits ROTM with the double 80 carry. Both of them are hyper carries. Both of them scale extremely well. The longer this game goes on, the better that they're feeling. And it feels like just a massive mistake there by Ivy. A little bit lazy after taking the dragon. They just sort of moseyed their way onto mid lane. Didn't even think about the Baron. And RTM, good heads up play to get that.
Oh, that Tangle Barb didn't quite connect, but they're going to look to turn onto the Braum. Big headbutt back in by Hulk. Boar is really low, burning to that Ignite. Do they actually need to save him? He's fine. All right, well. They'll grab the mid lane turret with that Baron buff. Boar's going to have to take a quick recall, though, thanks to all that damage that came through. And
was able to pick up the Lord Dominic's Regards, so, Scion eventually will die. Oh, a lot of people here in the bot lane for RTM, but not going to be able to find the Akali. The Shroud is pretty good at being able to avoid that.
Yeah, Scion ultimate coming in, so you can see RTM retreating into the jungle. Not quite going to be able to curve that one through the little opening there is Guardian. That's not his fault, that's the Scion ultimate fault. And RTM, they'll grab the tier 1 in bottom lane, the tier 2 in mid lane. They have a little bit left on that Baron buff. Do you want to see them set up and push again, or do you think they got enough with that objective that they were able to secure?
I think normally you would want them to, but they're sitting on a lot of money. They haven't gotten a lot of their recalls off. There's almost 5,000 gold in their pockets, so it's probably safer just to reset at this point. There isn't much left on this Baron. I don't know if they'll be able to get too much off of it.
Yeah,
But it looks like they're posturing. They're picking up the jungle camp, picking up some vision, and now getting up there. Going to be able to take this tier 2 as well. We'll see if they try and push for more. It seems unlikely.
yeah, that puts them back in the gold lead. Also importantly, during that last fight, Blossom did fall, so loses 10 stacks on the Magi's, down to 8 now.
Yeah, which feels pretty bad when you invest that much gold into the Magi's this early in the game and just end up losing all of your stacks. You hate to see it. Now they're sort of resetting here. Next objective is gonna be that dragon. And even though they lost the Baron, still the sole point here for Ivy. A lot of pressure here on ROTM to set up for this in the next 90 seconds. Like to see them get in there, get their vision down around the area first, and then try and hold it with some mid prio for the next couple minutes. Feels like that'd be really valuable for them. Make sure they don't have to face check the Varus Braum Morgana composition.
Yeah, Serpent's Fang finished up for Alpha Sean. That seems like a pretty nice tool to help deal with the Pop Blossom shield on Nico, as well as the Stand United shield that they've been needing to tear through.
Yeah, definitely. Uses any damage. They changed the way that Serpent's Fang works. So if you hit someone with the shield, like they already have a shield, then it instantly lowers the shield by 25%. And then when you auto them, puts a debuff on them.
Oh, well, Board might be in trouble. The Unstoppable Onslaught coming through. He gets the Stand United. Big Soul Shackle, though, from Blossom, as Winged is forced out of the backside of the fight. Ryan trying to look for the solo, but he'll get into the Lambs despite the Pop Blossom, doing a little bit of work. He'll back up a little bit. 2 for 0 so far for ROTM, as they've been able to keep their 80 carries safe relatively. Guardian is eventually going to fall on the top side of this fight. The Scion not quite beefy enough to deal with the constant autos from Boar for forever, although maybe it is. Okay, they finally have the CC. They'll track him down with the Zap, and that's a good fight win for ROTM.
5 versus 3, we'll see if they try and push or just pick up the Dragon. Dragon's a little bit safer. And it looks like Lexus is going to do the Dragon. Maybe the rest of the team will push. But yeah, that fight was carried so hard by the Lamb's Respite. Ryan had a great flank with the Akali. Looks like he was going to blow multiple people up, but the Lamb's Respite just barely keeping them alive.
That damage from Alpha Sean, does he have the piercing arrow? Not quite going to find home onto Vbon. All right.
A little bit scary there. Vbon was recalling on top of the ward, but Varus not quite able to do enough to him to actually take him down. And ROTM, after the kills, just deciding to pick up the Dragon, reset, pick up their waves, and Baron now back on the table. 40 seconds on that, so I'd like to see him set up that vision. Hulk is all alone here. Feels like that's sort of been the story of a lot of the vision getting so far this game, is that not as coordinated as normally you'd like to see. Usually you want a couple people working together to pick up that vision, but not going to be punished in this case. Though Ivy doing a good job walking through, clearing all that vision out, resecuring it around that Baron, spawning here in 10 seconds. So we'll see.
Yeah, a lot of
who keeps mid prio.
Yeah, a lot of third and fourth item completions coming through. Vbon finishes the redemption on Chen. So he had his tier plus his Giant's belt, so that's kind of neat.
Yeah. So he's just going to keep healing allies throughout the entire fight?
Yeah. Or, maybe one big AoE circle. I don't know. Oh, I accidentally clicked on Morgana.
You keep going back and forth between TFT and League, and I have trouble keeping up.
Same.
Our team though able to pick up the priority here in the mid lane, which is always good. Maintaining mid prio sets you up for these objectives really well. And as we saw the last time, if they get a few seconds alone, this Baron goes down very quickly.
Oh, the
Oh,
binding gonna land on Boar on the backside of the fight, but Blossom in trouble. Just gets popped by Lexus. What was that damage? They're trying to track down Boar. The taunt forward from Vbon to save him from the unstoppable onslaught. Vbon is a monster. They're able to save his AD carry. They'll finish off the Scion, and it's 2 picks for RTM. And right as the Baron spawns, they'll grab that objective as well. What a nice play by RTM.
yeah, and just so much burst coming out of this Kindred. It was the mounting dread plus the collector just blowing up
Oh,
the Morgana,
They're
and
looking
now
for Alpha Sean and Bisharp Warrior, trying to just herd him back away from the rest of the team. They'll be able to take down Bisharp Warrior. Ryan makes his presence known, and he'll get chased down much like his Varus does. The zap lands at max range from Boar.
oh,
Alpha Sean gonna be taken down by Hulk.
the piercing arrow unfortunately shot the wrong direction, and Lex is picking up the red buff. Even though pretty sure they could just walk down mid and end the game here. Blossom spawning in a few seconds, but it's gonna be really hard for him to actually be able to punch through very healthy ROTM. These turrets are going down fast. They still have the Jinx. They still have the Kindred. So there's so much
Blossom
damage.
walking in, gets the Soul Shackle onto a couple of members, just trying to get the distance and the time to let his teammates respawn. The Lamb's Respite buying some time. Ryan in, not able to find that execution, and now into the stopwatch, just going to secure his death a couple of seconds later. Boar on a killing spree. Some autos through into Blossom, but now getting turned around a little bit. Bisharp Warrior, Guardian trying to fight on the doorsteps of their Nexus, but the Nexus turret number 2 falls. Guardian pops the shield with the Gargoyle Stone Play, but it just doesn't matter, and the Nexus falls for game number 1. ROTM takes the 1-0 series lead over IV Gaming Absolute Zero.
Yeah, and off the back of that pick around the Baron, they were able to just transition that into ending the game so quickly there. Yeah, and even after a really strong early game, Ivy just wasn't able to close it out. Ends up getting a couple too many times, and our team's able to come out on top.
Yeah, so we're going to take just a short break. We'll be back with game number 2. We'll see if RTM can finish off their first win of the season, or if IV Gaming's going to strike back.
In that last fight, you said distance and time, and I wanted to make a velocity joke, but I just couldn't. I couldn't fit it in.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't... I guess I did. Okay. I was going to say, I don't think I had objective timers on that game, but I think I did now.
Objectives are overrated. Who needs the timers for them?
Apparently the redemption for the shield and heal power.
Yeah, no, I mean that's certainly why. Plus, you know, you get to pop it in the middle of the fight.
Yeah.
Keep your AD carry alive.
If he like walks into a dark binding, for example.
You know, I'm not sure if it's gonna be fast enough for that, but you know, maybe. Oh no. I loaded in and no spoilers, but Lexus's keystone is popping.
Alright. I'm loaded. I have the draft up if you're ready.
I am looking at the draft.
Alright, here's the draft for game 2.
Ivy banned the Morgana, so they were afraid of RTM first picking it.
Yeah.
So still very high priority on that champion.
Yeah, instead they got the Tristana, which will be a nice flex between Boar and Winged. In this case, you know, Boar's going to take it, but yeah, this is kind of interesting. A lot of flex picks early on with the well, not a lot. There's two of them, but with the Tristana and the Karma,
Hmm.
a couple of mind games being played. I like the drafts. I like having Lily and Nico on the same team because their icons look very similar, and it's hard to tell them apart.
There's a lot of value there, especially since Nico can turn into other people, which already makes the icon game difficult. Um, I think within the game, there's value there. I don't know how you take full advantage of it, but I'm sure that it's there.
Um, anyway, it's a big Beef Boy comp from Ivy with the Zac and the Mordekaiser, and then you have your. It's like a very traditional front to back team fight with Mordekaiser able just to take somebody out from the enemy team, whereas RTM. I don't know exactly what they've got for their comp. What do you think about their
I mean,
idea overall?
there's still the hyper carry and Tristana with the Shen support, and then just a lot of people who are just trying to create space for her, I suppose. Um, I feel like it was a misplay to not flex Shen into support and then run Malphite top. Um, Malphite into a Syndra carry comps is usually just kind of nuts. But Syndra was last picked. I don't know how you would. I don't know how you would ever actually end
Yeah,
up on that.
predict
But
predict the Cinder last pick and go.
if you could just see into the future there, I think that there's a lot of value there. But no, Shen was good last game. I think it's very good this game as well.
Yeah, and it's V-Bond Shen, so you get that extra little bump for it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, let's take a look at the game then. If you're ready, we'll go ahead and start it up.
All right, I am ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I didn't flip the scoreboard. I'll do that while you're introducing the blue team.
Yeah, on the blue side, we have ROTM looking to close us out after picking up game number 1. Vibon in the top lane, run back his role on the Shen. 2004 Lexus GX470 on the Lilia in the jungle. Wing Nation on the Nico again. And then Born winged with the Tristana Blitzcrank bottom lane.
Yeah, and on the red side of the rift, wearing the red health bars, are Ivy Gaming Absolute Zero. Absolute Zero, like the amount of usefulness of PTA on Lilia. Guardian in the top lane playing Mordekaiser, Blossom in the jungle playing Zac, Ryan in the mid lane playing Syndra, and Alpha Sean and Bishop Warrior on Varus and Karma.
I like the callback there. That was good. That was good. But yeah, PTA on Lilia. Um,
It's unfortunate. You hate to see the
I
Kindred runes on the Lilia.
you can proc it, I guess. Like potentially, in a lot of early fights, the Lilia autos matter a lot. So maybe in like an early skirmish top lane, see it popped.
The tweet is
Um,
also a callback to my uh, original casting of them in FAL, for the record.
yeah,
Um, I had advance notice of their really dumb naming convention for their team.
yeah.
Not no flame. Hook's gonna not yoink the blue buff. All right, well, that's
I
that's a heads
tried.
up play by Ivy actually to go ahead and pull that all the way into the bush.
Yeah, there's nothing more annoying as a jungler than to have the Blitzcrank just fuck with you at level 1, so really good there to avoid that. And already Lexa started the blue buff run straight over to the enemy red buff. I was going to flame him for how he kited his camp, but if he's immediately looking for the invade, then it's not the worst in the world. Going to be able to do those raids really quickly. And Zac, I don't know why Zac started blue. That feels like a mistake. Zac usually starts red because he does the AoE camps well. And then by the time you get to blue, you can do blue and Gromp at the same time. Um, so it's just an efficiency thing, and that's just how he clears best. But instead, doing blue and then Gromp means he's going to lose his entire top side here. Which feels pretty bad if you're a Zac. Losing the AoE camps, those are the ones you like to clear.
You'll kite like a jabroni for 3 to 4 minutes. Well, Uncle Jabronis is pretty good, so I think that it works out okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hook gonna land onto Alpha Sean. They'll hop forward though from Boar and the immediate hop out as he's able to detonate his explosive shot.
Ooh. That was
I love
That's
that
the
the
early
summary is
Tristana
just
power.
whoo.
I don't think I've seen that one before. Oh,
Another hook gonna land onto Bisharp Warrior, and he's got a
oh,
flash,
he
so
won't
no
rocket
summoner
jump in
spells.
on that
Oh, the
one.
flash away from Blossom. There's a lot of shit happening across the map. Vbon gonna hit the taunt onto Guardian. He's pretty low, but not willing to walk in and trade autos with the Mordekaiser with the passive ticking, and gonna take that mace damage. Somehow Blossom was able to get out in the mid lane despite
Yeah.
Lexus being in front of him, and yeah, now there's no
So
summoners in bottom. I
it's
think that's a good
times like
summary.
these that, as a jungler, you just, flame your mid laner because, your mid laner didn't place down a ward to protect your top side, let you lose every single camp and then also lost the push so you can't even counter invade. It just feels bad to be a Zac right now. Your camps are respawning, but you're still so far behind in that jungle matchup and
You're also
I
playing
mean,
Zac into Lilia, so I think you have to be a little realistic about it, yeah.
um I didn't realize that my Syndra was going to lose lane, at level 2.
Yeah.
Although Lexus didn't go for a crab, just instead went all the way down to the other side of the map and cleared out the golems, maybe protecting his bot lane, maybe feeling like they were pushed pretty far up, making sure they don't want to get punished for that. But it means that Zac's going to be able to get back into this game, despite how far behind he was in tempo early. Not going to be punished for it too much here. Ooh.
Damage being exchanged in the mid lane. Looks like Ryan gonna go a little bit better on that trade on the Syndra. Um, I mean, this matchup is a lot better for Ryan than the Akali one would be. Oh, that would have been a nasty hook had it landed. No one was standing in the place where the hook was, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Freaking Ivy not putting themselves in front of the hook there. That's right. This top lane matchup is Mordekaiser favored, right?
Yeah, should be.
Especially post 6, Shen doesn't really get a combat ultimate, and Mordekaiser does, so, should be able to have a lot of pressure. Ooh, cheeky recall cancel there by Ryan. Gonna be able to get himself a little bit of pressure here, but Lily is here.
Oh, the
Ooh.
flash forward. Its first blood is Lexus goes in and kind of just takes that. Meanwhile, the ult under tower from Guardian, and he's going to just trade. It's a murder-suicide in the top lane.
Yeah, let's take a peek at that wave. It looks like, oh, the wave might freeze there. There's enough minions that I think that Vbon can teleport up there and freeze that forever. So Guardian is going to lose out a lot of XP and a lot of gold off of that play, even though he picked up the kill. It's definitely not that great for him.
Yeah, Blossom in the bottom lane looking just to scrap a little bit, but gonna get hooked
Ooh.
back in, and it doesn't have flash. This might be a little bit devastating as Boar hops forward with that explosive charge. He'll get turned into bloblets, and we'll see if they can actually finish this off in any reasonable amount of time. Lexus will take that kill with his Blooming Burst. That's right, yeah.
And I take it back. That was the
Oh,
5-head play from Guardian. He knew that Vbon would be willing to completely sack his lane to ult bot. And Vbon ends up losing out on like 4 waves top lane. Doesn't even pick up the kill bot. So he's just going to be really far behind in his matchup. And, hopefully the rest of his team's going to be able to pick up the slack. Because he definitely just punted his lane to help out his team.
I mean, he's still up CS and even in kills.
He's
Has an assist
behind
lead.
so far in XP though. And now the slow pushes away from him. Like, unless Lilia walks straight top right here and fixes his lane, he's actually giga fucked forever.
Giga fucked?
Yeah, giga fucked. That's like, it's, really, really fucked.
Yeah.
It's not just a little fucked. Okay, well, Guardian's gonna cast his abilities on the waves, so, Vbon's not actually gonna get punished. This is gonna push back into him. But and also Zac's not on the right side of the map to actually punish it. Instead, they're scuffling around Dragon. Looks like Ivy had actually started it up, but our team's going to be able to show up and just dissuade them from continuing any more onto that.
I'm really kind of, for some reason, I only know like small. Well, it's not for some reason. We only deal with small stuff in the lab. I only know my like small prefixes for measurements. I can't think of
Uh-huh.
anything larger than mega, and I was gonna make a joke about like that, but I can't.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
No, I see the humor there.
yeah.
There's definitely possibility.
That's a good
Ooh.
sidestep by Alvashon. There was a Facebook group like back when Facebook had just started groups. That was trying to make, I think it was like 10 to the 18th prefix just to be hella. Uh,
Yeah.
so like one hella mile would be like 3 or 4 trips around the Earth. It was very funny.
Did it work?
No, it didn't.
Is there a hellamile?
There's not a hella mile.
That's a shame. I think that they're
There's in our hearts. Like there's a hella liter. There's a hella mile.
how many is
I
10
don't know
to the
why I said
18th
hella mile. It'd be
liters?
hella kilometer. Hella meter. Hella meter. Hella mile and mixing like imperial and standard unit. This is way too
Uh-huh.
nerdy for what's happening. Our RTM got the ocean dragon, so that's pretty good. Oh, the flash hook from Hulk gonna find Rhine and he'll go down to the tangle barbs of Wing Nation. That's way more
And
exciting than me stumbling through my measurement prefixes.
I liked hearing the story behind the hellameter. That said, even though Hulk's only 0 and 2, his hooks have been landing true
Yeah, that chain of
throughout
corruption,
the
though, a lot
entire
of damage.
game.
Boar just
Oh,
gonna hop in off of that. The Buster shot back. They'll find both kills in the bottom lane. Boar with the timing, with the stand united from Vbon, and
I take it all back. There is no other option for a top laner. Even though Malphite would have been good, it's never a Malphite angle. It's always a Shen angle to keep Boar alive. The man's a maniac. He goes down to 200 HP and then jumps in. Knows that he has the Shen ultimate in his pocket and is able to get out of that alive and get some plates off this turret as well. So despite being left alone, he's up in CS. Is going to be up quite a bit of gold here. Feeling pretty good about himself in that bot lane.
so yeah, I originally played with Boar. My wife was his support. We would pick Shen specifically to save him from himself. So it's a good synergy with Boar. Boar and Shen are well versed together. Um,
Yeah, it's good. You got Vbon. Vbon's one of the best Shens. He plays the champion very well, and he's happy to play it. So, match made in heaven there, I suppose.
um, the Rift Herald gonna go over to Ivy as Blossom able to pick that one up. Lex has fallen a little off tempo on his CS lead, but he's got his kills to show for it, so I think he'll feel fine about that. Ryan might be in a little trouble in mid lane. Hulk looking for the hook. That was a good stop
Ooh.
command there from Ryan, and he'll avoid that gank.
Yeah, he kind of made the mistake of walking into the thin part in between the wall and the turret. It makes it much harder to dodge skill shots, just because you can't move laterally. There's only one direction to move. Um, but still able to dodge out there. Hulk wasn't able to find the target that time around, but still applying a ton of pressure here. Yeah, able to clear out some vision in the enemy jungle as well. He has the backup of Lexus if anything were to go south, and maybe setting up a dive here onto Alpha Sean. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of RTM members here, and Alpha Sean's in trouble.
Alpha Sean hits the chain of corruption. Hulk gonna go ahead and just pull in the karma. They'll use the sleep. They just don't have any damage onto him. They do take down Bisharp Warrior, but meanwhile Blossom finds a big engage on the opposite side. They take down Hulk. Alpha Sean falls though, looking more like Beta Sean there, and Rhino will fall underneath the tower. It's a double kill for Blossom in exchange, but Vbon takes a solo death in the top lane to Guardian. Blossom still alive underneath this tower. He's got 2 lives to chew through as Lexus and Winged looking for it, and they'll turn him into some bloblets. Will they be able to actually finish this one off? Damage coming through. The
Oh, the
teleport from
teleport!
Guardian to save him. Wing tries to get the cheeky little Blooming Burst onto him. Which one is Blooming Burst? Blooming Blow is Lilia, and Blooming Burst is Nico?
Nico is Blooming Burst.
Yeah,
And
and
yeah,
Lilia's
Blooming
Blooming Blow.
Blows.
That's dumb. Okay. Rift Herald dropped in bottom lane, and it might actually be killed before it can even get the charge, and Winged is doing well just to keep it there, hits its eye twice. And yeah, Shelly not going to find any gold here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. You know, they invested a lot of time into actually bringing that down. Um, and when you get nothing for it, never like to see that. Yeah, RTM very far ahead off of that play there, able to pick up quite a few kills, now up 2.5k gold. And you know, as you called it, Beta Sean is having a lot of trouble in this game. Doesn't even have his first complete item, doesn't have tier 2 boots, doesn't have anything going for him right now.
Vbon just gonna try to solo him out with the Shen, and um, yeah, not going well. It's a sad day to be a Varus. Well, I guess game one went alright for him. It's not a sad whole day, just like a partial day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just that hour to be a Varus.
It's a sad second to be a Varus. There's a dragon spawning. It's a cloud dragon, so we'll get an exciting dragon soul to come. And our team will be able to take that one away. They've got like a 3,000 gold lead right now. And a 2-dragon advantage. Hulk, the flash forward, gonna find Ryan with that. Enough damage coming through from Winged. Oh, the Ignite actually from Hulk is gonna pick up the kill, unfortunately. And we get an Infernal Soul. So things coming up ROTM right now.
Yeah, and Hulk again just deadly with these hooks, was able to find it onto Ryan despite the dodge earlier. This time around, just picking him up and, you know, setting him up to die there. And our team's able to pick up the mid lane turret as well. Just so much pressure here. They're still pressuring up. And the only people to respond are the jungler and the support, which aren't exactly the strongest members or the most capable of clearing that wave safely. Our team's going to be able to just back up, though. They have quite a few jungle camps, some waves crashing, so going to be able to pick up some gold for themselves, not wanting to push too hard just yet. But they are firmly in the lead now. 10-4 is the kill count. Both of the dragons going in their favor. Feels like this game's just a little bit less close than game one.
Yeah, the big advantage, though, for Ivy is going to be this Mordekaiser up in the top lane. He's dealing really well with keeping Vbon from roaming too much because he can pull him into the sex dungeon, and like it's kept him relatively bottled up, and now even getting some gank assist from Blossom, but not able to find the knockup means that I don't think that they can really chase this under tower, even gonna get hit by the Swirl Seed, and that means that nothing's gonna happen in the top lane. So attempted gank from Blossom not gonna pay off there.
And the elastic slingshot not quite able to find its way onto the Shen. Even though the stretching strikes just wasn't enough to actually bring him down there. The Shen still pretty tanky.
Oh man, the credible Hulk always cites his sources, and he finds Alpha Shan with that hook.
Incredible Hulk. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was... Yeah. That was awful.
I'm glad you appreciate how awful that was as well. It looks like the chat does. You know, this is the big service I provide to ROTM. The Sharp Warrior going to be asleep and pulled and taken down. Hulk smash. Anyway, Elastic Slingshot, and Boar is in trouble. He actually gets buffered away on his rocket jump. The Stand United comes through, but the auto attacks from Alpha Shan find that connection. Vbon not quite able to find the taunt. This is getting a little bit silly here as Lexus watching a bunch of people funnel into that turret and die. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Winged just trying to deal with Guardian and doing all right for himself so far.
Yeah, definitely. And he has the Verdant Barrier, so not really too much worry about Guardian actually just ulting him and turning it around. So Wing Nation should be pretty safe here. And got to give a little bit of credit to Lexus there as the Lilting Lullaby that set up the hook there in the mid lane. You know, Hulk has been deadly with them so far, but that one was pretty free as the Varus had taken a nap there.
Yeah, just a little tired, aren't we all?
Yeah.
After a long week, you know. Happy Friday to everybody. Except Winged, who works in retail and doesn't get Friday. Wing trying to fight in the Death Realm, though. Guardian trying to scrap away with him, gets the bop, but doesn't have enough to actually save him. Oh,
Oh!
the hook actually might have ruined that one. Gets stretching struck back in and shut down by Blossom.
Yeah, it was really close there. It's pretty funny that the pull there from Mordekaiser almost saved Wing Nation there, but fortunately for Vivi, Blossom was able to just pick that up at the end there. And Borin Vibon here in the mid lane, he's got his support by his side while the Stand United's on cooldown. Gonna be able to pick up that turret. Just open up that much more space. Even with this tier 1 here, probably gonna be the next target as it's still alive for some reason.
Yeah,
Actually, Board doesn't want to do that. Board just wants to hang out mid. What is he doing? Is he
he's
dancing? He is dancing. And now recalling.
30 seconds to go on. This Infernal Dragon is actually a thing that our team should probably pay a minor amount of attention to. They're on the top side of the Rift, though, and they're going to grab the Rift Herald, potentially? Do they have enough time? I guess they do, yeah.
Yeah, gonna be able to take that one down. And Dragon spawning here in just a few seconds, so we'll see if they make it over there in time. Ivy has the potential to be there, but no, it looks like the
Yeah, they're forcing their way in, and Boris by himself, that's a really good buster shot, but he'll get pulled back in. Nice play by Blossom, but Vibon able to join the Chain of Corruption, just trying to slow up the hook over the wall, and somehow he picks Varus out of that crowd. Lexus takes that kill. He'll flash in, Vibon looking for that taunt. Guardian pulls him into the Death Realm so he can't get everything off. They'll turn Zac into some goop on the top side of the fight. The Pop Blossom not going to quite be able to track down Karma, but Bor is still alive and still outputting damage. They'll take down Mordekaiser, and ROTM finds a 3 for 0.
in the middle of that fight, Vibon with the massive taunt flash to find Syndra. That was nuts. After Hulk, of course, somehow found his hand onto the Alpha Sean, able to take him down, and RTM firmly ahead now, up 6k gold, picking up their third dragon, set up for a 25-minute soul. Gonna be resetting here, might be able to just walk towards that Baron as well. Very strong at this point, very much in control. It's very difficult for Ivy to even contest in these fights, especially since they only have 2 real damage sources. You know, it's in the it should be Syndra and Varus, but Syndra is kind of far behind, so it's actually just Varus and Mordekaiser. And Mordekaiser's not able to do too much in these fights. So it's just not going well for them so far.
Yeah, it feels like that was the fight that really had to work for Ivy to get back in this game, and now they're falling even further off the pace, and it's going to be a long slog to try to get back into this one if they want to. For RTM, you know, kind of relatively smooth sailing. 4 minutes to go on that Elder Soul. They have a Baron available if they want to. They do it, you know, relatively quickly with the Lilia, with the Tristana. I'm doing analysis now, so
You're doing a great job of it. Slacking and you're picking up for me. I appreciate it. But yeah, you're right. The Leandries as well as the Kraken Slayer means that, ooh, given a little bit of time alone with that Baron, it will go down fairly quickly, but I take it all back. Guardian does a lot of damage there. We saw just 2 abilities landing onto Bor, and Bor is immediately half health. But Ryan doesn't do a lot of damage there.
Yeah, not a huge amount of magic resist yet for Vibon either, so he's only going to get tankier and tankier. And one of the downsides of this composition is that they can stack pretty much entirely magic resist. Like even the Varus does a little bit of magic damage with his blight stacks. So
yeah, definitely the case here. Ooh,
ooh, Hulk gonna pull the Karma back out to her death. Hulk is. I don't know that we've seen him miss. Oh, we've seen him miss 1 hook on screen. I can't say he hasn't missed. He's going to go forward and just bop Guardian into the air. They're looking to turn this one. Might be a little overextension, but the Stand United going to make sure that nothing happens. That Chain of Corruption somehow sees its way through and finds Lexus in the back. But Inhibitor going to fall at 22.5 minutes.
And these Blitzcrank pulls have just been so instrumental at setting up these plays for ROTM, able to just continually find the picks that allow them to pick up the objectives here. And after this reset, just so far ahead, they should be able to just set up around this Baron if they want to, or they could just wait for 2 minutes for the Dragon, but Ivy's going to have to walk in and face check into the Blitzcrank, which is always scary, always very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking for something to talk about, and I don't really see it. Um, the items all make sense. Yeah, I don't know. Baron's gonna get started up. There's something to talk about. Blast Cone away from Blossom means that he'll have a little bit of trouble getting into this pit. Guardian threatening from the top. Blossom, of course, the Elastic Slingshot, a huge tool to help steal things as he's hanging around the top side, using the Elastic Slingshot in. It's 2,000, 1,000. It's stolen by Blossom. He'll get pulled back in by Hulk, or he didn't get pulled back in, excuse me, Bisharp Warrior did. Lexus is over the wall, hits a big sleep. Everybody just kind of stands still for a second. In comes Winged with the Proto Belt. He finds a huge pop Blossom. They'll pull Guardian back over the wall for their second kill. Blossom able to escape out of the front of the fight. And yeah, they get the Baron, but everything
At
else,
what cost?
yeah.
At what cost? As the rest of their team does end up falling. You hate to see it, if your jungler's going to go for the steal, usually the rest of your team just don't die. Because if he gets it, but then the rest of your team dies, you lose anyway.
Yeah,
Big
Blossom
engage there
still.
from Blanc.
Oh, he's able to actually take down with the Aftershock proc. They're looking to turn this one back around now that Alphashon's able to rejoin. Blossom jumping forward, looking for that engage, but not able to find anything. Vbon with a counter taunt, not quite able to land either. And everybody exchanging CC across the gap, but nothing really landing. And RTM takes Nexus turret number 1, and he'll back off for the time being.
Yeah, I thought they'd be able to just end the game there, but heroic stand there by Blossom, able to find the kill onto Lexus, as well as, just sort of stalling the game out long enough for the rest of his team to recall, or respawn rather. Oh, and Vbon, in a precarious position, picks up the blue buff. Oh my god, he's just better.
Yeah, I wouldn't have bet the Shen Auto being the ability that secured that, but 5 seconds to go on this. He even gets the scuttle crap. Alright, well.
He was always born to be a gamer, or a jungler rather.
A gamer. Alright. Hulk
Dragon
over
started
the
up
top,
here.
not quite able to find that hook, but he gets the stand united and just zooms into melee range to deliver Vbon into the front line anyway. Guardian over the top. They take down Hulk, but it's traded back 1 for 1. Blossom caught every kind of far aside, and he'll eventually get turned into Bloblets on the top side. Guardian re-emerges from his sex dungeon and finds Lexus waiting for him, takes him down. Blossom still over the wall, but Boar just back over. He takes the blast cone back in, 2,000 health. Boar jumps back over and finishes him off. Boar on a rampage. They take the Infernal Soul, and ROTM should be able to look at closing the game out. Bisharp Warrior gets the tether. Karma is very annoying. I don't know that Vbon can actually deal with Karma right now. This might be the saddest solo kill.
I don't know, maybe if Vbon turns on him, gets a grass proc, might be able to turn it around. Oh? Auto?
Oh, they've got to save Vbon in the bottom lane. The Nexus falling. And absolute 0, as it turns out, is the number of wins that they're going to get in this series to bring that one full circle. 22-8, the final kill count. ROTM takes a 2-0 win. I'm not going to say it was convincing. There's definitely a lot to work on, but they'll be happy to escape with a 2-0 out of this.
Yeah, definitely. In game 2, more so than game 1, very much in control. Consistently getting the picks, getting the vision necessary to set up that Blitzcrank, and just doing a really good job there. Pick that up.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for us tonight. I don't know. I don't have replays so far from LAS. We're also unofficially partnered with Cosmic Flow for LRS, but they haven't given me their replays either. So I don't know what's going on there. If we have those games to cast. If not, the next cast is going to be Monday night, as the UML team is going to take on the University of Southern California in the round of 16. So
Hog?
that'll be pretty exciting. I'm really looking forward to that. We'll see if Tendies and the boys can find a win in their first playoff match. Yeah, that I think is it. You have anything you want to say to the beautiful people out there?
No, I think you wrapped it up nicely.
Oh no, I somehow moved the logo sideways. That's weird. All right.
You don't want the LAS replays either. Sag. Apparently we don't want them.
Oh well, you know.
Yeah.
Do we want to watch Legends or Upsurge? Those are the two I've got that are on.
Let's we did Upsurge last time, right?
I think so.
So maybe we shoot one Legends way.
It looks like Mad City, and I don't know who SV is, but it's LTS, so it's the Diamond League, I think. So go watch that.
Fuck. The big excite.
All right, bye.
Bye.